So let's go ahead and get started with Stretch with a Leader. There you are. And you're muted right now.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I can.
Hey, good morning.
Hello. Thanks so much for joining today, and thank you everyone else for being with us today. Let's go ahead and get started with Stretch with a Leader. We have Natalie Ashby with us here today. And Natalie, if you would tell us just a little bit about your role with Intermountain, and then you can jump into your Live Well moment, that would be great.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So I work currently in St. George as the president of the hospital. I'm also the market president for Southwest Utah. So I get to support Cedar City and Garfield. And I've lived here for 19 years. I've worked in various capacities. I was most recently the nurse administrator at St. George, but I've also worked with the clinical program in neurosciences, and I worked as the neuroscience director. I started as a bedside nurse. And so I spent 15 years of my career as a part-time night shift bedside nurse. I love those days. So a little bit about me.
Thanks. You've done a lot with Intermountain.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to share my screen, and I'm having a little bit of difficulty. But the thing I want to talk about today is something I get asked about a lot. And that is, how do you manage your time and how do you manage your priorities and all those things? Can you see my screen now? And the thing that I love the most is the power of a morning routine. And I know not everybody's morning people. And as I mentioned, I worked part-time night shift for a good part of my career. But I really do think there is value in making the most of our mornings. And so I read a book a long time ago called The Miracle Morning. And I don't know if any of you read that book. But in that book, he talks a lot about making sure you wake up a little bit early and get all these certain things done to start your day. And it's lengthy, the things that he has in there. But one thing I really love is it talks about, see if I can forward let's give you all those. So why we have a morning routine. So there's been a lot of research actually on the power of morning routine, but it helps increase your productivity and improves your mental well-being. It provides some consistency and discipline to your day. It helps you prioritize and get your goals done, and it increases motivation and confidence. So things that I love about my morning routine, it has helped me be able to establish goals. I'm able to feel like I can get the things done for me, the things that are important to me each morning. And so I'm going to share a little bit about my morning routine with all of you. So I have been doing this morning routine for many years. I've been a leader for a lot of years. And this is something I basically started when I was a manager on a rehab unit. And I start my day with prayer. That's one of the things that's really important for me to get myself grounded in the day. I also really love to read, and finding time, just even if it's reading just 10 minutes of something that's motivational to you, it's something that'll help you get your day started, and I love it. And I read self-help. I read all sorts of different things each morning. Some things are about running, because running is something that's super important to me. And exercise is the third thing. So these three things is how I start my day every day. Even on the weekends, I think consistency to your morning routine is important. And I've been able to accomplish a lot of goals, especially exercise-related goals. I love to run races, and so I'm able to set aside time every morning to be able to accomplish goals. So these are my three things that I do every single morning. And I thought for those of you who want to take a little challenge and understand maybe how can I start my own morning routine, I think it's important to identify what your own priorities are. If it's exercise, or if it's trying to learn a new program on your computer or whatever, like identify what your priorities are. If it's journaling, if it's gratitude, like there's so many things that may be your priority. And then you just need to map out some time and what additional time you would need to be able to add that one little habit. It doesn't have to be three things like mine. It could just be one to start out with, and just see what you're going to do to incorporate that into your day. And then just start. Say, okay, it's Monday. I'm going to start today on what I can do to make the most of my morning. And then lastly, I just love this quote: when you win the morning, you win the day. So this was from Tim Ferriss, but that's my little advice today on living well, is taking advantage of your morning time and starting your day on a good foot. I think it'll help you be successful in all the things that you do every single day. That's what I got, Cammie.
That's great. Thanks so much, Natalie. That was perfect, honestly. Like, I love how you said, come up with your priorities, and determine how much time you need, because maybe for some people they're not morning people, and maybe they just need 5 minutes of a
5 minutes is all it takes. Honestly, you start small and it does evolve over time. If you can just find something that you want to add to your day to feel like you've done something for you, it'll be awesome. You'll see success and you'll feel like you've accomplished something first thing in the morning.
That's perfect. Yeah, if we can check something off the box first thing in the morning, that is a great way to start the day. So wonderful. Perfect message. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We will move on to the stretch portion of Stretch with the Leader today. So let's go ahead and get up and find ourselves some space. Oh, let's get some movement in, right? Good way to start the week. So take your feet about narrow hip width apart. We're going to take a big inhale, reach your arms straight forward and then up. And as you exhale, bend your knees a little bit, shift your hips back, bring your hands to your thighs, just a little fold forward. And we're going to do that a few more times. Inhale, reach forward and up. And exhale, hinge. Let's do it 2 more times like this. We're going to have a little bit more of a lower body focus today. Hamstrings, quads, hips. Last one like this. Okay, let's pause here and just fold forward as far as you feel comfortable with. So your hands can go to your shins, they can go to your feet, they can go to the floor. Just try and relax your upper body and sway a little bit. Just keep your knees bent. Then use your hands to walk you back up to standing. We're going to switch our feet up a little bit. So now take your right leg and step it behind the left leg. And then just make sure your knees stay soft here. Just don't lock the knees out, okay? Take an inhale. We're going to do the same thing with our arms. Reach up, and as you exhale, hinge forward. Hands can come to the front thigh. And let's do that 2 more times. Just noticing how the stretch might feel a little different, where you're feeling it at. Let's do it 1 more on this side. And pause in your fold, and then go ahead and relax forward, letting your arms go if you want. Relax your upper body. And then walk your hands up your legs and stand back up. And let's switch up the legs. So now left leg will go behind the right. And then just check in that you can keep your knees soft, that they're not locking out. And let's do it on this side. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Noticing if this side feels any different than the other side. Let's do it 2 more times. And last one. And then as you fold forward, start to relax your upper body, folding towards the ground. Your arms can go wherever you'd like. Pause for a breath. And then use your hands to walk you back up. Okay, go ahead and shake the legs out a little bit. Let's do a few shoulder rolls. Relax the upper body. Okay, we're going to take left foot forward. Right foot's going to go back and turn the toes out. So we're in kind of a long lunge position. Okay, go ahead and bring your hands to your front thigh as you hinge forward and support yourself. So just keep the knee kind of over the ankle area, or midfoot is fine. We're going to pause here for just a second. Take a big breath. And then start to straighten the front leg. And then keeping the left hand on the thigh, go ahead and bring your right hand to your hip and open up your chest. And if you feel like you're off balance a little bit, you can take your front foot and move it out wider just so there's greater width between the front and the back foot. Okay, so we're leaning forward, and then if you want, you can bring your elbow to your front thigh, or you can keep your hand, either way is great. Then we're gonna take the top arm and reach it just behind your back. The back of your hand reaching towards your left hip. And then start to pull the shoulder back and open your heart just a little bit. And then release arms, use your hands to push you back up. And let's go ahead and step feet together and we'll switch up the legs. Okay, shake the arms out, shoulder rolls. And now let's do the other side. So you're gonna take your right foot forward and your left foot back. And those left toes are gonna turn out. Nice big long stride here. Maybe even heel toe the front foot a little wider for more stability. Bend the front knee and hinge forward from the hips. So we're pushing our hips back and up. And just check in that knee is over ankle or midfoot, just not toes. Go ahead and straighten the front leg out. Pausing there for a moment. And then keep the right hand, your right hand on your thigh as left hand comes to your hip, and open up the chest a little bit. Now if you want, lean forward a little bit more, maybe even get the elbow on the leg. And then pull the left shoulder back a little bit more. And if you want, take your left hand behind your back towards your right hip as you pull the shoulder back just a little bit more. And then unwind, hands come to the thigh, push yourself up. Go ahead and step feet back together. Okay, we'll shake it out a little bit. I'm gonna move to the quads now that we've done some hamstrings and hips. So this is a great one to hold on to a wall, table, chair for balance, unless you want to practice your balance. So we're going to anchor the left leg on the floor, and with your foot you can either grab behind your ankle or you could even hook your toe around like a chair, and then that way you're a little more supported and you don't have to get your foot up as far. So find your stability and then bring your knees together and squeeze your glutes just a little bit. And just notice how the stretch changes as you engage the glutes. You'll probably get a little more length, a little more stretch in the quad itself. All right, go ahead and release the leg and do a few leg swings with some leg curls. And then let's shift to the other leg. I'm going to anchor the right leg. And we're going to grab behind the ankle or hook your toes on a chair. Bring the knees together. Engage your core if you're trying to balance here. And then squeeze your glutes a little bit until you feel the quad lengthen. Just a touch. Make sure you're breathing. Take some deep breaths. And then we're going to do those leg swings with the curl. So go ahead and release it. And then a few leg swings. All right, go ahead and release legs and take feet nice and wide, and let's do toes pointed straight forward. But then shift your weight to the outsides of your feet, to the pinky toe sides, just so your arches aren't dropping. And we're just gonna move side to side. Now that hips are warmed up, let's get into the inner thighs, maybe a little bit more. This will be our final stretch of the day. Go ahead and come back to the center, heel toe your feet in a little closer. Take a big inhale, reach the arms up, and then as you exhale, fold forward part way. Let's do one more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. And then make your way back to standing, and you guys are all done. Thanks so much for joining today, and have a great rest of your day.